Hey guys, 36-27. I knew we were going to win, guys. I knew we were going to win. We were this close to being the same old Lions, but when it really mattered, Dan Campbell and the boys showed that this is a different regime, a different team, and we are gritty as all get out. So let's get into it right now.
Welcome to Detroit!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Hat and Beard, and I am way too hyped to throw any jokes in at the beginning of this video because, man, we started out 1-1, baby. Statistically, we are still in it. We are not eliminated from the playoffs. If we'd have started out 0-2, it would have been bad news bears because nobody starts out 0-2 and makes the playoffs. But we've been able to correct the ship after just a heartbreaking defeat to Philadelphia last week. We were able to right the ship against the Washington Commies. Really just unleash Hutch. Hutch, welcome to the NFL, Aiden Hutchinson. Getting after Carson, 2 left feet Wentz, really letting him have it. You guys know, if you watch the game, about the third quarter, it was getting a little iffy. We were looking like, oh man, this is not looking good. This is looking like the same style of stuff we've seen in the past. This is looking like the same 20, 30 years of Lions that we've seen in the past. But when it mattered most, in the fourth quarter, despite being injured, we dug deep and we pulled it out, guys. We pulled out a nice W. We took it to Washington. We won in the NFC, which is even better that we got a W in the NFC. You know, it sets us up good to square off against Minnesota next week. We'll see how Minnesota looks tonight. There's a doubleheader on Monday night, so you know, if Minnesota, they're playing the Eagles, so you know, we'll actually be able to compare apples to apples a little bit to see how they stack up against a team that we nearly beat. I say nearly beat. I don't think we were going to beat Philadelphia. I really think that they let up off the throttle a little bit there at the end. Just like week 1 against San Francisco last year, where we were just getting pummeled. So the opponent let up a little bit and gave us some hope. And we put some points on the board. And as fans of the Detroit Lions, we're not used to seeing that. So we naturally interpret that as like, oh, well, it's a good thing. It's a benefit. No, it's not really a benefit. It's garbage time. It's the garbage time. And garbage time sucks. But you know what, man? There's no garbage time in this game. We came out, for once, we were the team letting off the throttle a little bit, you know? Like, man, fellas, in the third quarter, we went through a couple of 3-and-outs where it had been a while since we got even a first down, and I was starting to get a little worried. I was really starting to get worried there in the third and fourth quarter where, you know, I just watching the Lions game, I thought maybe it was a us thing. I thought maybe it was our conditioning is bad, but this week in the NFL, it seemed like a lot of people were having cramping. And maybe it's conditioning issues. I don't want to say these world-class athletes have bad conditioning because they can do things that I, you know, couldn't ever even think of doing ever. But, you know, I'm starting to think that maybe the conditioning of the players was lacking a little bit. Maybe this is part of the not having the 4 games in the preseason. I honestly don't know, but I was starting to get a little worried there. We were, you know, not executing well on offense. Our defense was getting gassed. Our defense was getting cramped up and sore. I mean, you've seen Hutch had to leave the game. You've seen Jeff Okudah had to leave the game, which really sucked because we were already at a net handicap with our defense, you know, our rotationary players, because Amani 2-4 didn't play. Arguably our best corner didn't play. He was hurt. Will Harris, of everybody that I hate, Will Harris actually Will Harris led the team in tackles and he had that really crucial interception. So hey, Will Harris, man, next man up. I'm glad to see you actually take advantage of the situation. I was really happy to see on special teams Juju Hughes laying licks on dudes, man. Juju Hughes was playing really good on special teams. You know, Malcolm Rodriguez, if he was 1 inch taller, if Malcolm Rodriguez didn't have them little stubby Malcolm Rodriguez legs, and he probably would have came away with a pick. We won the turnover battle. Most importantly, guys, our number 2 overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson, showed up and showed out. I don't know if he maybe has been watching my show and knew that I was putting pressure on him. I don't know if he's been just, you know, listening to all of the sports talk around Detroit. But look, some people, not me, some people are already hanging the bus title on him because he's the number 2 overall pick, and against Philadelphia, he didn't have the greatest stat line. He was good in the rushing, run-stopping department, but he didn't have a good stat line in the pass rush department, which I said in my video before and after. Mobile quarterbacks are going to be our Achilles heel because we're so hyper-aggressive. So everyone, I'm just going to throw out the Philly game. The Hutch Philly game, just throw it on out. Just go ahead and throw it out. Let's look at what he did against a traditional pocket passer with a not elite offensive line. Philadelphia has, I mean, Lane Johnson's the best right tackle in the game. They have a very strong offensive line. A lot better than Washington's. And you see now the ability that Hutch has It's almost like when you watch a TJ Watt take advantage of less than elite offensive linemen, and he just owns them. Aiden Hutchinson came right out of the gate with his hair on fire. He hit him with 3 sacks. That's a Lions rookie record, which is awesome. And he joined super elite company and rookies that were able to get 3 sacks in a single game. You know, guys like most recently Max Crosby, who's an elite pass rusher, a product of Eastern Michigan. Funny enough that somehow the Quinn Trisha administration managed to not find. Joey Bosa's in the three rookie sack club. Brian Orakpo, DeMarcus Ware, Julius Peppers. So he's joining this like elite class. At least 2 of those guys are going to be first ballot Hall of Famers. DeMarcus Ware and Julius Peppers. I mean, those guys, they already have their gold jackets. If you'd ask me, I mean, you might as well just like they sign their papers, retirement papers. You hand them a gold jacket and tell them to wait to put it on until they get to Canton. You know, so Aiden Hutchinson. Showing up, showing out, giving everybody some bright spots and some hope. That's really awesome, man. Everyone needed you to do it, and you delivered, man. Jeff Okudah continues to play well. It was really good to see Jeff Okudah make plays again. He got a little crampy there. That was unfortunate, but he was able to come through. Our defense, although letting up 27 points, did enough to stay in the game. You know, I was really impressed with the next man up mentality. Everyone understanding that when it's their time to play, they have to go out and execute. You know, like I stated earlier, Will Harris did that thing. John Kaminsky and Isaiah Buggs also flourished in the opportunity because John Kaminsky was in rotation a little bit more. You've seen Julian Okwara in rotation a little bit more. Austin Bryant missed the game. Michael Brockers was in rotation. He did pretty good. Lee McNeil did pretty good. All in all, our front 4 did solid. Our linebacking core didn't do terrible. I mean, Rodriguez made some good plays. Anzalone was on the field. You didn't hear these guys getting called for botching coverage or missing a tackle. So all in all, our defense did decent. We'll quickly talk about offense now. We were peppered with injuries along the offensive line. Ragnow was out. We all know Halapuluti Vaitai on IR. But then all of a sudden, Jonah Jackson was like, "My fingy hurts. I can't play. I'm a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, and my fingy hurts." So Jonah Jackson didn't play because his fingy hurt. So we were pretty strapped for cash because Tommy Kramer, he's also hurt, one of our backup interior linemen. So we were running with Evan Brown, that we already know is he's a starting center on most teams in the league. He's a very, very good backup center. We rolled with Evan Brown at center. Man, we rolled out not Tommy Kramer. Logan Stenberg again did a great job at right tackle or right guard. He held his own. If I'm being honest, Logan Stenberg could be the guard of the future for us if he continues to play well. I know that our offensive line's looking really good because Swift was cutting loose, and Jared Goff has one of the quickest releases in the league so far. But when you come in as a backup offensive guard and you are the starting guard of the second highest point total offense throughout the first 2 weeks, only behind the Kansas City Chiefs, that's pretty good. And then the real good feel-good story about injuries along the offensive line was our boy Dan Skipper. Look, man, Dan Skipper has been in the league for like 6 years, and he's never started an NFL game. Dan Skipper was cut to the practice squad, and if you watched Hard Knocks, Dan Skipper was one of the gentlemen who was a little emotional about being cut, waived, because he's put in a lot. He has put in a lot. I'm not saying Dan Skipper's the greatest tackle in the game. He's not even our top swing tackle. Dan Skipper has put in a lot of time and work, and it was good to see that they gave him the opportunity. They said, "Hey, Skip, come on up from the practice squad. We need you to play guard." And Dan Skipper was like, "This is my opportunity. I'm going to excel." And he did. He played decent. I'm not saying he's going to come in and take the job from Jonah Jackson or Big V. But, dude, Dan Skipper played well. So, big O tip of the hat to Dan Skipper and our reserve offensive linemen for doing a great job. Again, Ben Johnson understanding the situation and calling plays that, really kept the defense on their heels. Goff was, again, doing quick releases. Amon Ra St. Brown is special. DeAndre Swift is special. I'm not going to talk about it. This video is supposed to be a little bit shorter, but Amon Ra is special. DeAndre Swift is special. Hawkinson is not. Goff looked good. Our offensive line looked good. Everything's coming up Detroit right now, fellas. It's starting to look really, really good for us, you guys. So it was It was a great game Sunday. It was great that we went out there and got that W. Dan Campbell, coaching staff, players, GM, fans, everybody's bought into it. It's a new regime. We're gritty as all get out. I cannot express to you how good it feels to be on a Monday morning in week 2 of the NFL season talking about a W for Detroit, man. This is awesome. This is awesome, guys. This is awesome. Everything's looking up. Stick around for the next videos coming out later in the week where we're going to talk about offense and defense, and then looking forward to week 3 against Minnesota. There might be a delay in it. If you're still listening at this point, I'm having some issues with my laptop cord, so I've got it on order. Hopefully everything comes out the way that it needs to be and we don't have any issues. But look, guys. We're 1-1, baby. We're 500. Let's go. Let's go, you guys. This is awesome. But you guys have a wonderful start to your week, man. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Trust me.